Hello everyone, welcome along to Rathbone Manor in the studio today. And why is that? Because it's raining out there today, so there was no car boot sale, which is unfortunate. Anyway, speaking of car boot sales, you may remember a few weeks ago I purchased this wedge adjustable spanner or wrench, whichever way you like to see it. And no sooner had I got it up on my YouTube channel, Ben the Tool Addict was on and he wanted to purchase it. So we had a little bit of a negotiation. He sent me a little bit of money and a few other bits and pieces. So let me bring the camera down here and I'll show you exactly what he sent over to me. Okay, so along with the money he sent me, which is very nice of you, thank you very much Ben indeed, he sent me this lot here. So got some more digicams to play with, which is excellent. And he also sent me this Barco wrench here. So let me just swap my gloves out and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so what we have here is an old Barco 113, as you can see there, made in Sweden. Got something else written on the other side. Let's have a look. What have we got here then? BA Horth & Co, Stockholm. What's that say? Sverige? Possibly. Yeah, so this is I think these are quite rare to find in this country. I did actually pick one up the other year. Ben wanted it off me so much, so we did a trade on that one, and he sent me this. I think this is one of his surplus to requirements, because he's got quite a collection of these now. And as I say, I think this is probably a surplus to requirement for his collection. Feels a little bit on the stiff side of things at the moment, so it probably need a bit of a clean up. And here we go, it's going. So it's going to need a bit of a clean up by the looks of it. So thank you Ben for that. So that'll be going, I think it's a bit longer than the one I had before, but that'll be going into my collection of unusual pipe wrenches down there, which I will probably be doing a video on at some time in the near future then guys. So what do you think of that? Let's move along to the cameras, shall we? Okay, so here are the cameras. I've got two of them working at the moment. This one I'm waiting for a charger, but let's start with this little fellow here. So we have this Fujifilm, what is it? It's a Finepix F70 EXR. Not a bad little camera. This has got a 10 times zoom on it, I believe. So I think this is probably one of the what they used to call a super zoom camera from back in the day. It does actually work if we boot it up. There we go. So it does actually work. The only problem with it is the shutter button is very, very sensitive. So you've only got to touch it and it's taking a photograph, so it's a little bit sensitive that way. But other than that, it's quite a nice little camera. It's got the zoom on it, as you can see there. There we go, so it works. And we've got different modes. You've got mode dial on there, as you can see, a few other controls. Quite a nice little camera. It's got a rechargeable battery in here somewhere, so it's got a rechargeable battery in the bottom. I've put a little SD card in there for the time being. It's had a bit of use by the looks of it. Other than that, it's quite a good one for my collection, is that one. Quite like that one. Oops, anyway, so yeah, quite like that one. What's next? Okay, we have a little Sony Cybershot. This is a, if I remember rightly, oh, here we go. It is a DSC T77 with a 10 megapixels sensor in there. Got a power switch just there. There's a shutter button. There's a little rocker for the zoom, and then we've got the little the playback button. But I'm waiting on a charger for this. I've ordered a charger for it because it doesn't want to work at the moment. And apparently what we have here is a touch screen on the back. I'm able to try that one at the moment. You can unlock the little door here. But what I've had to do is, there's the battery in there. Now what I've had to do is, if we can get it out, here it comes. I've had to send for this little Memory Stick Duo Pro compatible micro SD adapter. It's got a little micro SD card in here at the moment. if the camera works, I will send for a bigger one. This is only a 1 GB card at the moment in there. I did have a look on at least one website the other day trying to get hold of one of these, and they didn't have them anymore. So whether they stopped selling these, I don't know. But anyway, I've got this little micro adapter off of eBay. Can we get it back in again? Well, let's have a look. Rocket Science again. Well, that's back in there then. So that's cool. You drop the little. We've got all the usual early 90s stickerage going on here. Look, but you basically drop the front of it down. And we've got the lens here, the flash, and I would imagine that will be the little infrared or whatever it is, focus assist, and that will probably be a microphone in there. I've not looked yet. What else have we got on here? Well, it's a Carl Zeiss or Zeiss, whichever. Vario, Tessar, 3.5 to 4.6, blah 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 blah. Optical 4x zoom, optical steady shot 2. What we have here is like a periscope lens. The sensor sits down here somewhere and looks up and then out. Many years ago I actually had a Fujifilm, I think it was an F3, I think. This is a very similar looking camera to this. What happened to it I have no idea. It was quite a nice little camera, used to do video. I remember taking it out on one very, very cold winter's day, and we got some nice photos and video. If only I could find those again. If I can find them, I will upload them so you guys can take a look how cold it was that day. Lots of snow and freezing conditions, etc. But this is a quite a nice looking little camera. It's very well made. It's got metal on the front here. Touchscreen on the back. We've got this little, what they call a little painter, which is for so it'll be interesting to see if once I get my charger, which should be coming in fairly soon, hopefully tomorrow, I'll see if the battery will take a charge, which hopefully it will, and then we'll see if this little fellow works. If it does, well, I'll be reviewing it as well, so that's quite a nice little thing. Anyway, let's move along to this little fellow right here. This happens to be my favourite of the bunch. What we have here is a Fujifilm S. It's a Finepix S2800 HD. This is quite a nice little camera, isn't it? The batteries that had been in there were in there for some time, many years, and they'd corroded like nobody's business, so I had quite a job of cleaning out the battery compartment to get it working, but work it does. Let's have a look. There we go, and it pops off the lens cap because the lens pops out when you fire it up. But it does actually work. I've taken a few photographs with it so far, not many as yet. I have to go with the video, etc. I've put this bit of a paracord on here so as just to keep hold of it, but I am planning on getting either a rope, you know, neck strap, or a little rope, one of these from eBay. I'll have a look and see what they're like. But I do particularly like this little camera because you know, I've got large hands, which can make it quite difficult for me to hold smaller cameras like these. So something like a bridge camera like this is ideal for me, really, because then I've got these large hands and I can really get a hold of it quite nicely. Very easy to hold and manipulate. It's got a little pop-up flash. What do we have here? We have an 18 times zoom, from wide to zoom. There we go, there's the details, what it's all about on the top there. It's got a nice solid, well made little camera. Quite like it indeed. I should probably be making quite a lot of uses of this one actually. So yeah, quite like it. Quite a nice little camera. Thank you very much, Ben, for these cameras. As I say, I'm going to get a proper strap, I think, for this. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll probably do a proper review of these cameras, especially this one here, because I want to show you exactly what was going on under here. You've got a nice rubber grip on here too, look at that. That's quite nice. Ideal for me to hold. You've also got little electronic viewfinder in here as well, look, so that's quite handy. Let's see if we can get the camera in there and have a look at that, shall we? So there's a screen on the back, as you can see. If you push this button here, and then switches over to, you can just about see it in there flickering away. Let's see if we can get the camera in there and have a look, shall we, guys? The little electronic viewfinder is quite flickery in the lens of my camcorder here, but it's not that bad when you're actually using it. There's the book, and that's the view you get from the viewfinder. So it's not particularly very clever. Oh, hang on, let's have a look. Can we get it better than that? Oh, there we go. It's not particularly very clever through the lens of the camera, but you get the gist of it, guys. I do actually have a Fujifilm HS10, which is this camera's bigger brother here. As you can see, it looks very similar. The only trouble with this one is the focus system, the autofocus system, well, the focus system in general has completely stopped working, so you can't, unfortunately, you can't focus this thing anymore. The rest of the camera works fine, but there's just the autofocus does not work at all now, which is a shame because I really like this camera. Again, it's a large camera for me to use, and for some reason or other, it's just stopped working. It just stopped working one day, and well, that's a shame, really. But there we go. I'd imagine you probably heard this one chattering away as it does. I think it's got the autofocus or something in here is chattering away. It could be either the autofocus or the steady shot. You know, because I think it's got the sensor. The sensor moves about to steady the shot for you, and you can hear it rattling around. You can also hear it rattling around on the video. So, you know, once you start zooming in, when you're videoing, it goes blurry and then refocuses, and then you can hear it chattering away. So it tends to take the edge off the video a little bit. But other than that, I really like this little camera. So thank you very much for that one, Ben. So of the three, this is my favourite so far. As I say, I've got to find out what this one's all about, because I say the battery is a bit flat. It's quite a lot flat. I think I've put it on the multimeter and there's a little bit of voltage in there, but not enough, as you can see, to run the camera. So hopefully, I'm hoping to see the battery charger for this one tomorrow. And yeah, keep an eye on my Instagram channel and we'll see if this little fellow works tomorrow. Okay then, so that's a quick look at the kit that Ben has sent over. Thank you very much, Ben, and thank you for the money too, and I hope you're enjoying that wrench. Thank you very much for the photos you sent, and I didn't know that it actually had one of the owner's previous names stamped into the handle just here. I hadn't seen that, so I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't spot that, Ben, but yeah, so I hope you're enjoying that wrench, and it looks like it's become part of your collection of those style of wrenches, those old vintage wrenches. Will you be doing a video though, Ben? Will we be able to see it on your channel? I hope so. Okay then everyone, well I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the kit that Ben sent over. I'll be interested to see if I can get this little fella working, so you'll have to keep an eye on my Instagram. You can join me on Instagram, don't forget, guys, and we'll see if we can get this little fellow to work either tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever. Speaking of Tuesday, we are having our broadband upgraded to full fibre to the premises, so that'll be cool. I've got the router down here. Keep an eye out on the channel for reviews of the Sony and this nice little bridge camera here. I like this one. I'll say this one does have a slightly dodgy shutter button on it, but you know, doesn't matter. It's still going into my collection of vintage digicams. So it's looking like a bit of a camera shop over here at the moment, actually, guys, on the shelf just there. So more stuff for Mrs. Rathbone to moan about. So anyway, as I say, hopefully Tuesday we will be having full fibre to the premises fitted in. So it'll be interesting to see how much quicker I can upload videos. Thank you for popping over once again. It's a shame I couldn't get out to the boot sale today, but I will have a look and go next week. Hopefully the weather will be nicer. And of course also we've got Easter coming up soon, so that should be quite a good boot sale for Easter. Usually bank holidays are much better boot sales, usually packed out. And I'm looking forward to the next Auto Jumble Mix too, so yeah. So thank you very much to Ben. Indeed, he's a very generous guy, is Ben. Yeah, so that's about it really, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching.